So there she is. Just took it out of the oven. It's a little after 6. Finished up about 5:30. Very strong weekend. I pulled the valve covers off of the motor and retorqued the head bolts that I could get at. I thought one of them was weeping, but I got a little bit of stuff on a couple of them, but we're good to go on the motor. The frame outgassed last night, sandblasted, prepped for powder, and powdered today. I gotta say, that was a son of a bitch. About 2.5 hours sandblasting, and then an acetone bath, and then blew it off again, and then I used a can of brake clean, more pressurized air, compressed air with acetone to make sure I got every little bit of debris off of it. And I got, I've got this Eastwood gun. It's not the greatest, but it's not the cheapest, but it's definitely not top of the line. But it actually performed pretty good. I had to mess around with the KVs a little bit because I thought I was going to have Faraday all over the place. And motorcycle frames, I don't care what anybody says, they're a little tough, man. They got a lot of tight corners that you got to get that powder into. But yeah, I'm really pleased at how it came out. I decided to go red at the last minute. I was going to go candy gold, classic black with the rally stripes, and I went back to the red, white, and blue. And I think it's really going to pop. Skip's already got the body stuff, the fender, the tank, the headlight, the forks. They're going to be white. I don't know if he's going to do a pearl or what he's up to. It might be some kind of semi-metallic or metallic white, if there is such a thing. With a blue 2-inch rally stripe on the fender and the tank, straight down the tops and straight down the cowling, with blue rally stripe and red pinstripe. So it's going to be white, blue, and red. He's doing the top half of the forks probably in red, maybe in white. I'll have to get with him on that because at the moment he's expecting a candy gold job. But yeah, I gotta say, this little Eastwood, man, it's still a mess. I haven't cleaned the gun out or the hopper. The big hopper's still full of black powder, and I was like, oops! So I had to use the little one. It's not pressurized, or it doesn't bubble like spaghetti like the big one, but it worked great. I still got powder all over the place. Had it everywhere. And I couldn't use my booth, or my spray booth that's behind the oven, and my extraction fan, so I just had to set up a couple of ladders. I had to be able to spin this thing around while it was hanging. But yeah, I got up in all those corners better than I thought. No back ionization or anything. And I laid that shit on too. But yeah, it was it was a project, all right, and it was like keep your fingers crossed kind of thing. The bearing races came out nice and clean like I wanted them to. It shoved tape and high temp tape and all that in there and make sure it didn't get a whole bunch of powder in there. I did miss these 2 holes to plug, so I'll probably have to tap those. And what else? Put a new caliper on the KO. You can tell it was due for something. I've already rebuilt this twice, and Roland had rebuilt it twice. So I guess it's just unrebuildable. So I went ahead and got an aftermarket from, you see some red powder on my fender there. I even had these motorcycles covered up with a drop cloth, but they still got some red powder on them. I'll have to detail them up a little. So 4-1, I got a repop. I was going to blast it down and either vapor blast it and leave it silver. And I was like, let's just get it on the motorcycle and get it working. So I did, and it works great. Not that big a job. Bleeding took more time than anything. So yeah, moving forward, I got a hydraulic press coming. So I got to press out a needle bearing on one side here. You can see it down in there. And I got 2 roller bearings here, one on each side that I got to get out. And once I get those out, I'm going to wash out the swing arm real good. And I'll probably do a little bit of sanding or grinding with a flapper wheel. Try and get some of these deep gouges out from the fabrication work and clean up some of the welds. And probably just gonna sandblast it and vapor blast it. I may powder coat it BMW silver. I still got plenty of it. But yeah, I think this red frame's really gonna pop with the color scheme I got going. But yeah, it was a busy weekend. I started this morning probably around 10, setting up and breaking, getting everything ready to go. And yeah, it was a pretty time-consuming job. Couldn't use the rack that's in the oven right now. I mean, I could have used it, but I couldn't spin the frame. So I used a ladder, a steel pipe, and I blasted it off of that and then put it on the ground, did some more blasting, and then cleaned my mess up, brought it inside. Same thing with the ladders and the pipe. And I found this eye bolt, and I've got hooks and stuff that I used on the pipe so I could just kind of gently turn it like a rotisserie, like a vertical rotisserie. And it actually worked great. But yeah, I couldn't be happier than the way this thing came out. Anyway, I'll keep y'all posted. Wish me luck.